right, Nick. When the Detroit Lions picked Aidan Hutchinson with the second overall pick, this was a pick that I thought was easily considered a best player available. There was some things that the NFL could have said was a need for the Lions, but the Lions don't see it that way. They think their roster is pretty good as is, I believe, and they pick up Aidan Hutchinson, the best player available in that draft, possibly even the best player in the draft. And I think this shows the culture shift in the Lions. They don't care what anyone else says. They only care about what they think about themselves, and that's the most important part. But before we get into this story about the Lions, Nick, I want to ask Lions fans below, leave us a comment and tell us, how many sacks do you think Aidan Hutchinson gets this season? Does he go out? Does he break the rookie sack record? 14 and a half? Let us know below. What do you think? But Nick, I think you have a story on Lions and, the culture around the organization.
Yeah, so, you brought up Aidan Hutchinson. Already with the Detroit Lions, Hutchinson is impressing both his new teammates and the coaching staff. Eric Woodyard over at ESPN wrote and detailed this pretty thoroughly with a column. I won't go through everything in detail, but I will quote something that Dan Campbell said about Hutchinson. What's great about him is he's quietly getting better right in front of us. He doesn't say anything. He listens. He's like a sponge in there. He absorbs the information. He watches how things are done and the way coaches want them done. And then he's got a motor and goes. He learns and gets better every day. You just see it. So I love that about him. Every day there's growth right in front of us. All right, Maya, so you talked about the Lions and, how they feel about their roster. And this is kind of interesting. So, we talked a little bit about during the pre-draft process, whether or not the Lions should maybe shift away from Jared Goff and go to a different quarterback or something along those lines. Looking back on what the Lions have done both in the draft and this offseason, trading up for Jameson Williams, obviously drafting Aidan Hutchinson, it makes me think that they really like their core. And there may be reason to like that core, right? They had a top 5 offensive line according to PFF. They've got a better defense now with guys like Aidan Hutchinson. Jared Goff, hopefully, is a little bit more stable in offense. Jameson Williams, a playmaker. So I think what all this is saying, that the integration of Aidan Hutchinson and what the Lions have done this offseason is that internally, Dan Campbell, Holmes, the GM, the entire organization really thinks they're going to surprise a lot of people and be a whole lot better than maybe the rest of the NFL is giving them credit for.
Yeah, no, and I would almost have to agree with that. A lot of people count them out, and a lot of people counted them out last year. But we say time and time again, the Lions lost a lot of close games last year. And this roster has gotten substantially better this year to last year. So I think they start winning a couple of those games. And I think it's not even crazy to think the Lions are in 12-win category, 10-win category. Of 17 games, I could see them 10-7, 11-6, somewhere in that area, which would be a big bounce back for them. I mean, are you thinking anything similar to that?
Yeah, I don't think I'd go that far just because any division with Aaron Rodgers is tough. But you look at an NFC that has gotten weaker, right? A lot of talent has left and gone to the AFC this offseason. So there is that potential for that kind of growth. Obviously, they've got a favorable schedule being the last place team that they were. They get an easier schedule compared to other teams in their division. But I think really with the Detroit Lions, when I look at what they've done, is that when a team really feels like they're in rebuilding mode, they always seem to try and go after the really high ceiling guys. Look at Jacksonville Jaguars at number 1. They went after Trayvon Walker. It's like, hey, we need to bring in great athletes. We need to bring in special playmakers to see if they can become something. Look at the Atlanta Falcons with Kyle Pitts last year, right? Hey, they feel like they're in rebuilding mode. They need to bring in special phenom kind of players. Whereas teams that think their rosters are solid, they just pick good football players. We talked about the Chiefs doing this year after year, and they've had a lot of success with that. So I think that's kind of the flag that went up to me about what the Lions think of their rosters, that they go after in this draft and got good football players. Obviously, Hutchinson will fill a need with the Lions, but he's all around a good football player. There are other players and prospects in the draft, like Thibodeau from Oregon and certainly Trayvon Walker, even though he was gone, who are better athletic specimens and maybe higher ceilings. But Hutchinson was far and away the best football player. So it's almost like the Lions are drafting as if they're already a winning team, which I think is a smart thing to do. So I don't know if they get all the way to that 12-win, 10-win mark that you were talking about, but I think getting up to that 7, 8, 9-win realm and maybe being competitive for a final wildcard spot is pretty reasonable.
Hey, Nick, you want to get some awesome NFL merch like this? If you want the best, most high-quality NFL merch that you get, go check out Ultra Game NFL, one of the NFL's top sellers on Amazon. They sell the most premium NFL merch money can buy. So if you want to check them out, where can we find them, Nick?
Yeah, exactly. Check them out in our description box below. We got all kinds of great affiliate links you can use that get you directly to Ultra Game NFL's store with all the greatest high quality merch for your team. Use these affiliate links. It's a big help to us for our channel at no extra cost to you. Check it out. Ultra Game NFL, the best gear you'll ever find.